Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again on this Sunday morning. And I'm obviously checking out the tube, and I'm listening to these people talk about a man who says he'll destroy certain people in this country if he had the power. And every station, every news station, every cable station, to some degree, is talking about this man. What he is doing, what he's been convicted of, what he's been tried on, what he is saying all day, all night long. If it's not new, it's being repeated, new, being repeated. They're saying a little about his contemporary, and they're not saying that much that's positive about that. Definitely not getting the airtime that this one that they are trying to put down is getting. And the one that's being put down is sucking it in. He has told the country how evil he is. He has told the country that he thinks that they are no better than he is, especially the Republicans, especially the white folks. He's saying that he is just like they are. He was taught the same things that they were taught. He was taught to hate, so he know they hate. He was taught to be a racist, so he know they are racist. He was taught to be a slave master, and he know they were taught the same. That means everybody else is less than that. They were taught the same things that he was taught. And he is saying, I know you are oppressed. You get under the bindings of the law. It's been holding you down, won't allow you to breathe. Well, I am the guy who will come back and free you from that stuff. We can make America great again by making sure that niggers don't have any rights. We can do anything we want to, and this is how we're going to do it. The niggers don't have any sense. Look at them, how long they've been slaves. Look how long they've been second-class citizens. They are not smart enough to do anything about it. None of the people of color are smart enough to do anything. I am your restitution. Come here, put me in office. I'll show you how to whoop these asses. And they're going crazy. People on the news, people who are talking about posting, they see this. What are they doing about it? What are they doing about it? They act like they don't know what to do about it. It seems to be a simple matter to me. You know what you really want out of life, and you're not getting it. It's not difficult to presuppose that everybody else wants things out of life similar that would bring them kind of the same kinds of thing you're searching, satisfaction in life. Maybe you could see this. And then you could think about this and wonder, why is it that all of you can't be satisfied? Why do you have to be one against the other? Why do you have to be dog eat dog? Why do you have to lie to try to make it or to survive? Why do you have to cheat? You ask these questions. And then ask yourself, how can you have what you want and avoid doing these evil things? Then you got to look for something else other than what you've been looking to in the past. We have to look for something else. We can't listen for a Republican or a Democrat. They are fair. We can't listen to white people or black people. They are fair. We can't listen to men or women. They are fair. Why? And they're always talking about, we're not perfect, but we're coming on that way. Well, what does that say about the people that's dragging it on the ground? The ones that's hurting on it? What does that say about them? But that's just not enough. What does that say about you and your leadership? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I can see, everything is contaminated. Oftentimes, you just ask yourself, when you think about America, you know we got some trying times here. But then you think about people living in certain parts of China, pain and suffering. The people that's living in certain parts of Russia, the pain and suffering. People that's living in certain parts of Africa, the pain and suffering. The people that's living in certain parts of South America, the pain and suffering. People that's living in the Gaza Strip, the pain and suffering. people that's living in Israel, the pain and suffering. And we ask ourselves, what kind of people are we? All we think about is getting more for ourselves, getting more for ourselves. We never think about how do we fix the problem. Because the more we get for ourselves, the more that problem is being created at the same time. And getting more for ourselves is creating the problem, helping create the problem. When you see somebody who got some old company over there and it's very detrimental to the society, but it keeps being able to run. You got investors in it getting their cut. You got your lobbyists getting their cut, all at the expense of the people. Why do we have to go this way? We go this way, I'm going to tell you, you can have your own reasons. But I'll tell you a reason, because I personally want every last human being on the face of the earth to wake up in the morning time shouting hallelujah. When they go to bed at night, I want them to get on their knees if they want to, but just lay down and feel with a smile on their face, knowing that everything's going to be all right. It's peace during the night. And again, when you wake up the next morning, shouting hallelujah because you got a great day. You have learned that the powers that put you here so that you have something to do. You're not just here. You got something to do. And what is it that you got to do? That thing that gives you your greatest joy. Whatever it is. It might be dance, it might be paint. Might be building, might be digging. Whatever it is. And you're not doing it for money. You're doing it because it gives you your greatest joy. And all the resources you need to do it is available to you. And when it's all connected together, it produces all the things that a collective people of billions of people on the earth become part owners in everything. Because it belongs to the people. They made it. The resources from God. That was a partnership with God. That wasn't a partnership with Trump. That wasn't a partnership with the Republican Party. That wasn't a partnership with the Democratic Party. That was a partnership with God. God gave us the resources. We have the needs. We got the ability. We put that together with God, and we have heaven on earth. But we take God out of it and put it over here for this guy. What family is this? The richest family over here. And we put it together for this family, the richest family over here. Or we put it together for this one guy, the richest guy in the world, or the richest woman in the world, and the billions of people that's suffering. If I weren't telling you the story, I'd like to think that I'd feel ashamed if somebody spoke to me the way I'm speaking to you, because you know I'm telling you the truth. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about every human being on the face of the earth. All of us are guilty. But I'm not just talking to be talking. The preachers you're going to church today, the preacher going to be telling you some story about something happened in the Bible. They're going to be using the Bible telling you about it. But that's all you're going to be doing. Here's somebody tell you about some stories. This is not about hearing about it. This is about doing. This is about caring. This is about being motivated. This is being excited because it is your choice. It is yours. And so I ask the less than 600 people that have subscribed to this broadcast over the past 12 or 13 years, who I'm sure know really nothing about me, know nothing really what I'm talking about. You just clicked on it and you decided, but you don't support this. I know you don't support it because I've asked you to respond in several different ways, to talk to other people. Tell me what's going on. Let us talk about it amongst ourselves as well. And let us do things. You're not doing that. I checked to see if you're responding. So, no, you're not responding. I also ask if there's anyone out here ready to put their life on the line for God and God's love being expressed in the love for people. Nobody responds. Nobody responds. Again, when I talk about these guys on the soapbox, excuse me, talking about Trump and talking about all the other things, you think they will spend some time telling the people about those things that the people really want? When you think that they will spend some time telling people that there are some people out here who have ideas about trying to make sure that all human beings got a job they're choosing, you think they spend 1 second, 1 minute telling folks that? You think they'll spend 1 minute telling folks that the reason that it is if you have a job, then all of the areas necessary to create the things that we have already determined are essential will be filled with enough people to utilize the abundance of the resources to create an abundance of resources again for meeting the needs, the wants and the desires of the people. You think they'll tell the folks that? How come they don't every day, every night, rather than spending all this time talking about the ugliness of Trump and the ugliness of what the Republican parties are doing or what blacks and whites are doing, spending all that time talking about that ugliness? How come they won't spend 5 minutes telling you about the possibilities, telling you that you can be free, telling you that you can live in peace, and then talking about possibilities and telling you about actions that's being taken and what people are saying? Why don't they tell you about that you can have joy in your life, you can have happiness? Why don't they tell you about you can really live your dream? There are people that want you to know it, but they won't tell it. They keep on talking about this junk because they are tricking us. They making us think that they're caring about us. They ain't caring about us. They keeping us blinded from the real truth. The real truth is that we can have our needs, our wants, and our desires met, and we can be living as though we're in heaven. We ain't got to be having no wars, all that stuff, because people out here trying to be boss, trying to say they know better. You don't know nothing better. All this pain and suffering is evidence that you don't know better. And we who sit back here fussing, like I'm doing right now, trying to stir something up, we just as bad as they are. And God says, until we bring it together, we will be denied it. Or, well, you fill in the blank. Till next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.